Thank you, Kenny. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Larry Haynes. Larry is a sought-after business development and strategic consultant for professional and financial services firms and serves as a director for Goodman Networks, a wireless infrastructure and services company. A retired partner with Ernst & Young, he served for more than 30 years as a tax consultant to high-growth public and private companies. A native of Belmead, Texas, Larry was one of the first African-American students to enroll at Southwestern. He came to the university in 1968 on a full scholarship and quickly found success on campus. Academically, he was a member of the Alpha Chi National Honor Society and Blue Key Men's National Leadership Fraternity, received the Wall Street Journal Award, and was selected to Who's Who in colleges and universities. Athletically, Larry was named All-Conference for 3 years, served as the baseball team captain, and was selected Most Valuable Player for the 1971-72 season. At Southwestern, Larry also met his future wife, Cheryl, who graduated in 1973. They have been married for more than 40 years. Mr. Haynes graduated with honors in economics and accounting in 1972 and went on to attend the United States Army's Officer Cadet School, where he was commissioned as an officer and served as the Chief of Economic Systems Analysis for the Army's European Signal Command. Following his military service, he earned a master's degree in accounting with concentration in taxation and graduated with honors from the University of Texas in Austin in 1978. A valued member of the Southwestern Board of Trustees, Mr. Haynes has served as vice chair from 2006 to 2011, chaired the board's fiscal affairs and audit committees, and in 2003 received the university's Distinguished Alumnus Award. Of his Southwestern experience, he has said, quote, "At Southwestern, I learned the power of a liberal arts education to enable me to develop my whole self, to learn how to learn, to appreciate different perspectives, to understand broadly and deeply the issues that impact the human conditions." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Larry Haynes.
Thank you very much. And the one thing that President Berger did not mention is I'm a proud Rooter rat. So the President Berger and the trustees, distinguished faculty and staff, parents, friends, relatives, and certainly, most importantly, the class of 2015, I'm so honored to be here to speak with you today. When President Berger called me and asked me if I would be willing to do this, I was pleased to do it. It caused me then, though, to think about things that I hadn't thought about in a long time, things that I'll share with you today about success and happiness, and what I have learned from extraordinary individuals in all walks of life, really in all parts of the world, things that have helped me to become the person that I am today. And so let me begin by giving you a quote from Bishop Desmond Tutu. He said it best: "One of the greatest gifts that we can give to another generation is our experience, is our wisdom." And today, what I'll share with you is some of those bits of wisdom that came to me from extraordinary people that I have encountered along the way. Now, at Southwestern, I benefited greatly from the incredible teaching of the faculty. But even more so, I benefited from the time that they gave me outside of the classroom. And their one admonition to me was, dream big dreams. Dream big dreams. As President Berger said, it's here where I met my wife, Cheryl, but also where I met and spent time with some of my closest and dearest friends, Ken and Susan Holly, who are here today, David and Nancy Clyde. And here I learned the power of relationship. And the power relationship is very important. But more than that, this is where I learned to think deeply, to inquire, to discover, and experience the transformative power of curiosity and new ideas. Now, each of you came to Southwestern with your own distinctive gifts and talents, perhaps your ease of learning, an ability to understand and resolve complex issues. Perhaps your gifts are beautiful music, amazing art, or maybe you just have the ability to connect easily with people from diverse backgrounds. You come from affluent, middle class, and educated families, but you also come from poor families where you're the first to graduate from college. Some of you come from environments where you were celebrated. Your gifts were celebrated. Others from places where, frankly, for most of your life, you've had to hide your passions, your gifts, for fear of looking different. But you came here longing for that special place where you could learn to think more deeply, to challenge conventions, and look with clarity at the magic of everything that surrounds you. And now, here we are. Some people have accused me of having good common sense. Well, I'm going to share with you simply that today, common sense. I'll begin with the story. As a boy, I lived with my grandmother in a small house on a dirt road across from a railroad track in Belmead, Texas. Until I got a job at 16, we had no automobile and no indoor plumbing. And we certainly had no idea how I would attend college. And so I was incredibly blessed to receive a baseball scholarship to come to this fine university. Now, I was an above-average student with above-average aspirations. My goals were simple: make my family proud, get the most out of me, become the best that I could be. Now, at Southwestern, I learned something very valuable. I learned that brilliant students get up every day. They give their best. They do their best to excel. They put their gifts to best use. And I discovered that if I were to compete with these kind of incredibly talented individuals, I must do what they do. I must commit myself to study. I must commit myself to excellence beyond anything that I imagined that I could do. I had to expand my vision about my capabilities. I had to reach higher. And in doing so, I experienced the joy that comes from striving to learn every day. I developed a lifelong passion for learning. Now, lifelong learning is irrefutably critical to your future. Why? Because success is a process that never ends. How you define success, it evolves and changes over time as you go through your life. And what happens is there is this achievement followed by reappraisal. As you reach one goal, you often discover new vistas to explore, new lessons to learn. There is yet a new peak to embrace, each with its own unique challenges that require you to master new knowledge, become more creative, and achieve deeper insights. Therefore, to become your very best self in a changing world, you must never stop learning. Never stop learning. And then, you must seek to do all that you are capable of doing. According to Aristotle, the soul never thinks without a picture. Stephen Covey said that a vision is the ability to see beyond our present reality, to create, to invent what does not yet exist, and to become what we are not yet. In visualizing your future, you must decide what it is you hope to accomplish. What will success look like for you? Now, most people think of success as a desirable ending. Now, happiness for many is the most desirable ending, yet many people believe that it is money. But one can be rich or poor and miserable or happy. In my experience, the most successful people are those that are happy and fulfilled. They love what they do. So however you choose to define success, set lofty goals. Do not sell yourself short. Think about what brings you joy, what you find easy to do, or what your special abilities are. Then pursue your goals with confidence, with commitment, and motivation. And if you are fortunate, you will move to that place beyond motivation. It is called inspiration. There you'll be filled with high emotion to move forward with purpose and with passion. So seek to do all that you are capable of doing. Find a way or make a way. Next, you must engage your curiosity. Ask questions. If you want a great life, ask great questions. If you want better answers, ask better questions. Instead of asking, why me, or why isn't the world a better place, try asking, how can I solve this problem? How can I make a difference and improve this situation? Now, I am most thankful for the gift of curiosity, which has had an incredibly powerful impact on my life. Through curiosity and insightful questions, I've gained new perspectives, unparalleled learning and growth, and a chance for interesting conversation and reflection at every personal encounter. I recommend curiosity highly. Next, discover your purpose in life and live it. Now, if you ask most people what is the purpose of their life, they either don't know or they feel the need to conjure up this really impressive, deeply philosophical answer. Well, recently I was with a group of executives at a U.S. subsidiary of a German company. I walked into the room and I said this: raise your hand if you know the purpose of your life. Raise your hand. No one raised their hand. So I sat quietly waiting for someone to raise their hand. And finally, a gentleman raised his hand and said, do you know the purpose of your life? I said, well, yes, I do. He said, well, what is it? I said, well, now, I shared that I've known the purpose of my life since I was a young boy. I said, I was taught to love my neighbor as myself, that it was more blessed to give than to receive, and that every day, at every opportunity, I should seek to help others. Now, that felt right to me. So I have never ceased believing that this is what I was called to do. And as a result, this has been among the greatest joys of my life: to love, to give, and to help. Once you discover your life's purpose, experience the joy by living it. And lastly, you must own your life's work. Now, you do this by beginning with a great attitude. In his book, Man's Search for Knowledge, or Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl said that he learned while he was a prisoner at Auschwitz that everything can be taken from a man but one thing: the last of the human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude in a given circumstance, to choose one's way. Now, I benefited from the value of a positive, optimistic attitude at Ernst & Young, the global professional services firm. It became clear to me that all things being equal, attitude wins. All things being unequal, attitude sometimes still wins. Possessing a positive, optimistic attitude is like having a secret weapon. And when you have one, there is almost nothing that you cannot accomplish. The rest of the story is that relationships matter. How you treat people and how they respond to you will impact greatly your career and your life. Those who create deep and lasting relationships can bridge differences, create loyalty more quickly than others. So what is the key to creating deep personal relationships? I'll answer the question. It's trust. It is trust, the belief that someone has your best interest at heart. You create trust by inquiring, by listening with caring, and then helping others to experience success in keeping your word and coming through. Try to surround yourself with honest, talented, and inquisitive people, especially those that are smarter than you. I'm constantly told if I am the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. You can't control how people are treated in the world, but you can control how they're treated in your small corner of the world. Bring a little warmth and a little light to those who come within your personal zone. And finally, differentiation is a difference maker. Now, certainly what you've learned at Southwestern, to think critically, to ask probing questions, and to identify and creatively solve problems often will differentiate you from others. However, in many cases, performing your assigned duties well will not lead to the success that you had hoped for. And that is because you will learn that doing a defined job well is notable, but it rarely changes the trajectory of your career. Real differentiation is achieved when you're able to accomplish extremely important tasks beyond those that are outlined for you. Therefore, discover what's important to the organization beyond your assigned duties and help to get those responsibilities and tasks done. This will change the very perception of your professional talent and worth. This is called going the extra mile. Go the extra mile, and you'll differentiate yourself. In conclusion, this is going to be a brief speech today. In conclusion, as you graduates, map your life's journey of discovery, of learning, and contributing. Choose to become the best that you can be. And remember, never stop learning. This enhances the value of you. Seek to do all that you are capable of doing. Engage your curiosity. Ask great questions. Discover your purpose in life and live it. Own your life's work by exhibiting a positive, optimistic attitude. Build trusted personal relationships. Differentiate yourself with inquiry and critical thinking, and add value by going the extra mile. Now, if you do these things, you will be fully engaged in living. And as you approach the end of your life's parade, you will be spent and exhausted, but you'll be happy and fulfilled. For you will have lived life fully. And a fully lived life leaves you that way. Spent, fulfilled, and happy. Now, let your heart soar to the highest place. Make your life a work of art, your individual masterpiece. Thank you so much.